Hand-eye coordination is a pretty vital skill to have when playing video games. In the extreme, competitive shooters and bullet hell games require you to dodge and weave incoming attacks while countering with your own weapons. In fact, some games are entirely built around dexterity and reaction time, and because of that, will greatly help improve yours. With that, here is our list of 8 games that can improve hand-eye coordination. Starting off with a classic, we've got Counter-Strike. Precision and quick thinking are key in the CS series, whether it's taming a weapon's spray pattern, tapping an opponent's head from mid to long range, placing your crosshair in a pixel perfect spot to safely deploy a smoke grenade, or snapping to different targets when you're taken by surprise. It's got a pretty steep learning curve, considering how long people have been honing their skills, but with time, you should see yours improve. And when it becomes overwhelming, you can always give your hands and wrists a break by admiring any shiny new weapon or knife skins you might get from a case or the Steam marketplace. While it doesn't take much skill or practice to get the hang of chopping down trees or smashing boulders with a rock in Rust, it's a game about scarcity and temporary ownership, so it's reasonable to get acquainted with more accessible early game weapons, like wooden spears, bows, and crossbows. After getting a feel for arrow, bolt, and spear velocities, you'll develop a good consistency for hitting headshots, and be able to take on the more geared players by surprise. Next, we've got another tactical competitive shooter in Valorant. It's got a variety of hand-eye coordination related mechanics, especially when you consider each agent has their own set of unique abilities. If you're trying to improve as fast as possible, sticking with high-risk, high-reward characters like Jett, whose ultimate ability is only as good as the player behind it, is a good rule of thumb. The game's also got a built-in aim trainer that will go a long way in improving your accuracy and speed. If you own a Nintendo Switch, Tetris 99 is an engaging, fast-paced way to train your linear movements on a D-pad, and quick hand-eye coordination since you'll be rotating and slamming down those shapes as quickly as possible. While this genre might not be for everyone, it may be worth giving it a try. It actually is one of the most popular free games on the Switch. Plus, Tetris is an eternally replayable classic and a great way to take breaks between bigger games. Next up is Enter the Gungeon. You can play this on controller or keyboard and mouse, but either way you'll be dealing with an anxiety-inducing amount of projectiles being flung at you. It's a co-op roguelike game largely based on bullet hell mechanics and dungeon crawling. You work your way through procedurally generated dungeons, battling hordes of enemies and collecting powerful weapons. To level the playing field, there are a fair number of mechanics you can practice to avoid damage. The most cost-effective being dodge rolling or blanks, which instantly delete projectiles around you. Moving on to some rhythm-based games, Osu will have you flinging your mouse across your desk in every direction as circles and other shapes pop up on the screen. You load up your song of choice, then have to tap keys on your keyboard at the right moment in sync with the song's BPM. While it's not too hard to figure out a song's rhythm, especially music with simple structures, this game requires an incredible amount of dexterity. You can also play on your phone or tablet, so it's pretty easy to pick up and play anywhere you go. If you want a rhythm-based game that might actually teach you an instrument, look no further than Rocksmith. If you're not familiar with Rocksmith, it's similar to Guitar Hero, but rather than hitting the 5 colorful buttons, you'll be using the real instrument. If you thought Guitar Hero required hand-eye coordination, wait till you try the real thing. What's great about Rocksmith is that you don't have to know any music theory to get started. You just follow the on-screen notes on the virtual fretboard and learn from instant feedback. Stick to it and you might start shredding on your own. The final entry is pretty straightforward. Maybe it's even cheating a little. Aimlabs is not so much a full video game as it is literally a training tool built specifically to improve hand-eye coordination related skills, like snapping, tracing, strafing. It all comes together though to help you become a better FPS player. With plenty of modes and custom content to choose from, and a ranked online leaderboard that'll help instill a bit of healthy competition, honing your FPS skills has never been more approachable. Worried about the cost? No worries. The game is completely free. Are there any other games that help improve hand-eye coordination that you think we should have included? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to check out thegamer.com for all your gaming needs.